Welcome to Kung Fu Havoc number 2. This is my 5th attempt at video 1 for Honest Racist. This is a saga. It's gonna happen. Okay, so let us begin with Honest Racist. When I was a younger man, in my 20s, before I decided what I really wanted to do, well, I already knew what I wanted to do. It's just things were not going in the way that I was gonna have them. They were actually going in that direction until certain people in my life kind of screwed me over. Anyway, so I had a friend who had a roommate whose daddy was a racist. This is the short version of that so that I can go deep into the video. When I met the dude's daddy, the dude was honest about it. And his exact words were, "I don't like black people. I don't have a problem with you because you're mixed and you can't help who your daddy or your mother is," because he didn't know which side of my family was black. And I said, well, technically, it would be my grandfather, because my father was half Cherokee, his mother was Cherokee, and his father was black. My mother is half black, half Cherokee, and half white. So as you can see, I'm 1,000% mutt. Now, in our conversation, he said, well, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't like black people. He did not use the word black people. He used the N-word. He said, I don't have a problem with you and your bro there, and y'all treat my son very nicely. I said, because your son is like family, so how are we supposed to treat him? He's like, so okay. And he didn't have a problem with us. He had a problem with how we came into this world. He had a problem with us being half black. And he never, he never cut our throats with that, but he was honest about it. He straight said that he hated black people, just not using the word black and not using the word African Americans. And he was adamant about that shit. He gave us his reason why. It wasn't that he got beat up by black people. It wasn't that he had some bad business ventures with black people. It wasn't that he had bad experiences with black people. He just hated black people. Now, he didn't go into the fact that if he was raised to hate black people or something, because you can't just hate somebody for no other reason, but apparently you could, because he never gave us a true, honest-to-God definition of why he hated black people. Now, a lot of people don't seem to understand how a lot of racism works. So I'm going to explain to you in this saga of honest racism, or honest racist, of how racism works to a certain extent from different points of view. Alright, there's hatred. Let's start with the hardest part first. There is hatred. There is racism that is purely based on hatred. You don't understand how hatred works. Well, hatred is taught. Alright? So there are hatred racism. Alright? And hatred racism is where people just hate you and everybody like you because of the color of your skin or your ethnic background. So if you hate Asians, you don't just hate one group of Asians, you hate all Asians. And that being said, you hate them. You hate the women, you hate the men, you hate the children, you want them to all die, you want them to blow off the fucking planet. Well, the same can be said for if you hate black people or if you hate white people, because hatred is taught. Hatred is the worst racism of them all, because you hate somebody for the one thing in the natural born universe that they can't change. Please stay tuned to part 2.